6:45. This is a Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Lavani Vijayatunga. First, look at the headlines. The President says few unpopular decisions have to be taken in the future to overcome the economic challenges. The Premier points out that all state institutions should show progress and improvement next year. The process of the National Agricultural Policy Framework has been completed. The President directs to import molnupiravir antiviral COVID drug through SLBC. Mobile vaccination centres to administer booster dose for over 60s. COVID figures move up with 26 new deaths and 488 cases. Health experts raise serious concern over the new variant. Sri Lanka goes on alert. In news overseas, coronavirus, countries shut borders over new South Africa variant. And in sports news, in Ashes, Pat Cummins named Australian Test captain to replace Tim Paine, and Steve Smith made deputy. Those are the headlines, and now more to the details of the local news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says few unpopular decisions have to be taken in the future to overcome the economic challenges and to steer the country towards a meaningful prosperity. Those decisions might receive some criticism, but eventually it will yield the expected positive results to benefit the masses. The economic relief could be provided after overcoming the short-term challenges. The President made these remarks at the Export Awards ceremony held at the BMICH this afternoon. 63 export companies received the Export Excellence Awards this function. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa points out that all state institutions should show progress and improvement next year. All employees should dedicate themselves to convert each loss-making institute into a profit-making venture. The Premier made these remarks at a meeting held today at the Temple Trees to review the progress of the fourth quarter of the State Ministry of Rural Housing, Construction and Building Materials Industry Promotion. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation says effective measures have been taken to bring down the necessary fuel stocks for consumption until February next year. Minister Udaya Gamampila said that it is ideal and beneficial for the country to go for a fuel formula to solve the fuel price anomalies. The minister made these remarks at a media conference held at the ministry today. Minister Mahindananda Alutgamage said that the process of National Agricultural Policy Framework has been completed. The minister revealed this information while making a statement in Parliament today. The minister stated that by the year 2024, the country will produce or manufacture whatever possible in Sri Lankan soil, and it will be done locally. In addition to this, an effective plan has been devised to grow 13 varieties of crops locally. The minister also said 4 state institutions, which incurred more than 3,000 million rupees, are now making more than 850 million rupees profit. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has directed the State Minister of Pharmaceuticals, Professor Channa Jayasumana, to take required measures to import the antiviral medication for COVID-19, molnupiravir, through the State Pharmaceuticals Corporation. Rolling out molnupiravir antiviral pill to treat symptomatic coronavirus cases in Sri Lanka was discussed at the meeting of the Special Committee on COVID-19 Control held earlier today. Molnupiravir, which works by interfering with the virus's replication, is developed by the US drug companies Merck, Sharp and Dome and Ridgeback Biotherapeutics. It is the first ever antiviral medication for COVID-19 which can be taken as a pill rather than being injected or given intravenously. Last week, Sri Lanka's COVID-19 Technical Committee granted approval for the use of oral antiviral pill in Sri Lanka. Earlier this month, the UK medicines regulator had also green-lighted molnupiravir. Among adults with mild to moderate COVID who were at the risk of developing serious disease, it is said to cut the chances of being hospitalized or dying by half. It prevents it from multiplying, keeping the virus levels low in the body and therefore reduces the severity of the disease. Based on the clinical trial data, molnupiravir is most effective when taken during the early stages of the infection, and therefore it has been recommended for use as soon as possible following a positive COVID-19 test within the 5 days of symptoms onset. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And we continue with more local news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has instructed the health authorities to take necessary steps to launch mobile vaccination service to administer the booster dose for people over the age of 60 who have had their second dose 3 months prior, says the President's Media Division. The head of state gave these directives at a meeting of the Special Committee on COVID-19 Control held earlier today. It was decided to administer the booster dose to all those over the age of 60 who visit medical clinics at hospitals. Further, it was decided to administer the third dose to people above the age of 20 years who have received the second dose of the COVID vaccine and suffering from non-communicable diseases. Accordingly, the third dose of the vaccine will be given to cancer patients, persons who are undergoing cancer treatment, kidney transplant patients, and all those patients with weakened immune system due to non-communicable diseases. Director General of Health Services Dr. Asala Gunawardana said the personnel identified under these categories could obtain the third dose at their respective clinics or at the Office of the Medical Officers of Health in the area every Saturday. The topic of the provision of molnupiravir tablet, which is currently being prescribed in several countries, including the United Kingdom, to COVID-infected patients was also discussed at this meeting. Director General of Health Services has confirmed 26 new coronavirus-related deaths for November 25th, increasing the total death toll in the country due to the COVID virus pandemic to 14,258. The deaths include 16 males and 10 females. The latest coronavirus victims include 1 male aged below the age of 30 years and 3 others between the ages of 30 to 59 years. The remaining 22 are in the age group of 40 to 60 years and above. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health has reported that another 508 persons have tested positive for COVID-19 today. This brings the total number of COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country to 560,833. At present, more than 17,700 patients infected with the virus are undergoing treatment across the island. The total recoveries have risen to 528,806. Sri Lanka's health experts today raised serious concerns over the new variant of the COVID-19 which has been detected in South Africa and said Sri Lanka's borders had gone on alert. Health officials said while data for this new variant was still being studied, this was a very bad news for all countries, including Sri Lanka. Experts said the new B11.529 was the worst one we've ever seen so far, and there was a concern that the potential to evade immunity. International media said that 59 confirmed cases have been identified in South Africa, Hong Kong and Botswana. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. The President says few unpopular decisions have to be taken in the future to overcome the economic challenges. The Premier points out that all state institutions should show progress and improvement next year. The process of the National Agricultural Policy Framework has been completed. The President directs to import molnupiravir antiviral COVID-19 drug through SLBC. Mobile vaccination centers to administer booster dose for over 60. COVID figures move up with 26 new deaths and 488 cases. Health experts raise serious concerns over the new variant. Sri Lanka goes on alert. And that was the local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The main news story for tonight, the police said that the fire incident which caused death at Valikanda from a fire extension was not due to gas cylinder explosion or regulator malfunction. The CID has commenced a comprehensive investigation on this incident. The preliminary investigations reveal that the death occurred due to lighting up fire on the deceased. The police said the deceased has been identified as Ayesha Kumudini, a resident of Southern Pitia, Valikanda. Investigations have revealed that the gas cylinder had exploded when she tried to light it with a match on November 13th. No one was at home at the time of the incident, and the neighbors rushed her to the Valikanda hospital following the incident. The residents have lodged a complaint with the Valikanda police in this regard. The father of the deceased claimed that this incident had occurred after a recently brought gas cylinder had exploded. He urged the relevant authorities to conduct a special inquiry into the matter. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
And in Watchlight tonight, health authorities have requested the public to follow the health guidelines strictly as the corona infections crossed the 700 mark many times this month. Director General of Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunawardana said that it is a high risk for the public to get involved with large gatherings or get-togethers. He requested the public to refrain from travelling between the provinces. He pointed out that 600 to 750 corona patients are still being reported daily from the country. Therefore, he emphasized that the pandemic can spread rapidly again if the public acts irresponsibly. And that came to you in Watchlight.
Select technical and vocational courses with proper guidance. Visit regional career guidance centers or visit nearest district divisional secretariat offices and meet career guidance practitioners or skills development officers. Be aware on unregistered institute which promote widely. Don't waste your valuable time and money. Visit www.tvec.gov.lk for more information. Message from Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines of the world news: coronavirus, countries shut borders over new South Africa variant. Channel migrants, Emmanuel Macron and Boris Johnson clash over crisis. Protesters hit Amazon buildings on Black Friday. Those were the headlines, and now more to the details of the world news. More countries are tightening their travel restrictions after the new coronavirus variant was identified in South Africa earlier this week. The UK and Singapore are among those rushing in a stricter quarantine measures or banning flights from South Africa and neighbouring countries. The EU is proposing a ban of flights from the region across the whole bloc. Scientists still have much to learn about the variant but say they are very worried about it. The World Health Organization has said it will take a few weeks to understand the impact of the new variant as scientists work to determine how transmissible it is. Emmanuel Macron has reacted angrily to Boris Johnson's public call for France to take back migrants who reached the UK. The French president accused the UK Prime Minister of not being serious by making the call on Twitter after the death of 27 people on Wednesday. The diplomatic row erupted after France withdrew a summit invitation to Home Secretary Priti Patel. The UK government urged it to reconsider, with the Prime Minister saying it is a problem we have to fix together. Protests are being staged at Amazon's buildings in the UK, US and Europe on Black Friday. The shopping sales day is among Amazon's busiest all year. An international coalition of unions equality and environmental groups have called Make Amazon Pay is staging a day of action. The movement is demanding Amazon to take changes to its businesses, including improved pay and to end employee surveillance and union engagement. And to conclude the world news, the headlines once again. Coronavirus, countries shut borders over new South Africa variant. Channel migrants, Emmanuel Macron and Boris Johnson clash over crisis. Protesters hit Amazon buildings on Black Friday. And that was the world news.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take coal out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
And in development news, many new houses are being built under the supervision of the State Ministry for Rural Housing, Construction and Building Materials Industry Promotions. Accordingly, out of the 72,000 houses, construction of 47,723 houses have been completed so far. A sum of 500 million rupees has been spent annually for this project. And that came to you in the segment of development news.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Moving on with sports news.
And in cricket news, Australia has made 28-year-old fast bowler Pat Cummins their test captain for the Ashes, with former skipper Steve Smith as his deputy. Tim Payne, aged 36, stepped down as the captain on Friday over a historical investigation into sexually explicit text to a female colleague. Smith was sacked as a captain in the year 2018 for his part in illegal ball tampering. I am honoured to accept this role ahead of what will be a massive Ashes summer, said Cummins. That was the sports news. Business news coming up.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
In business news, Myland Developments Limited is looking to raise 75 million rupees by way of a rights issue on the Dire Savi board of the Colombo Stock Exchange. The funds raised are to be utilized to reduce the firm's dependence on bank borrowing. The listing also seeks to raise the profile of the business and take advantage of the tax benefits firms gain by listing before the end of this calendar year. That was the business news. Economic news follows.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news. Courtesy of
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
And in economic news, Governor of the Central Bank Ajit Cabral said that with all the economic difficulties the country is facing, they will achieve an economic growth of 5% despite having a minus 3.5% growth in the year 2019. The governor said that in the last 18 months, Sri Lanka faced the biggest challenges in its history with mounting debt, high global commodity prices, lockdowns, and nursing a pandemic, and even providing a third booster dose to the population. But an economic growth of 5% is on the cards. That was the economic news and the weather report to conclude.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
And finally, the weather report. The Met Department says showers will occur at times in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places elsewhere in the evening or night. Fairly heavy showers, about 75 millimeters, can be expected at some places in the Uva, Central, North Central and Northwestern provinces. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. This weather report was published this evening at 7:30 p.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the international weather forecast website AccuWeather.com reports that the day's weather was observed to be bright with occasional showers. Today's daytime temperature was around 28 degrees Celsius. There will be light showers in many places in the Colombo district in the night. Tonight's temperature will be around 26 degrees Celsius and there will be scattered showers in selected spots late in the night. The ground temperature would be around 24 degrees Celsius at the time of this news broadcast. The Air Quality Index AQI is 20, which shows fair condition in Colombo. The air quality is ideal for most individuals. And that was a weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
And before we conclude this bulletin of news, let's get back to the headlines once again. The President says few unpopular decisions have to be taken in the future to overcome the economic challenges. The Premier points out that all state institutions should show progress and improvement next year. The process of the National Agricultural Policy Framework has been completed. The President directs to import Molnupiravir antiviral COVID drug through SLBC. Mobile vaccination centres to administer booster doses for those over 60. COVID figures move up with 26 new deaths and 488 cases. Health experts raise serious concern over new variant. Sri Lanka goes on alert. News overseas, coronavirus, countries shut borders over new South Africa variant. And in sports news, in Ashes, Pat Cummins named Australian Test captain to replace Tim Payne, Steve Smith made deputy.